Good day to all of you. I am Mr. To-hun Kim, the key personnel in charge of the computing subjects and also one of the G3 computing teachers. I am using text-to-speech technology for this presentation and will be sharing more about this subject so that you can make an informed choice with regards to your subject combination. Here is some background information about the computing subject. It is first introduced in 2017 to a selected batch of 19 schools. The introduction of the subject is much aligned to Singapore's Smart Nation initiative, with the aim of exposing our students to programming at a young age and enabling the most talented and interested ones to be able to go far and develop their talent in IT in schools. ACS, Barker Road, is not new in offering the computing subject. In fact, it started offering the subject to our secondary 3 students since 2018. This slide shows the aims of the G3 computing subject. Computing equips students with a comprehensive understanding of core computing concepts, including logic, algorithms, data analysis, representation, and networking. Emphasizing computational thinking, students learn to solve real-world problems by designing, writing, testing, and debugging programs. The course also fosters an appreciation for computing as a dynamic and creative field while instilling awareness of recent developments in computer systems. Students explore the social, ethical, legal, and economic implications of computing. Beyond technical competences, they develop essential 21st century skills such as inventive thinking, perseverance, collaboration, communication, accuracy, and thoroughness. These are the modules covered in G3 computing. Computing fundamentals covers computer architecture, data representation in binary and hexadecimal, and logic gates with Boolean algebra. Through algorithms and programming, students develop computational thinking and Python programming skills, learning to design, test, and debug programs using systematic problem-solving approaches. The Spreadsheets module teaches advanced data processing with Microsoft Excel, including complex formulas, functions, and analytical features. Networking covers network concepts, protocols, home networks, and comprehensive security measures including encryption, firewalls and privacy legislation like the Personal Data Protection Act. Impact of computing explores technology's influence across various sectors, intellectual property rights, social media's role in information spread including POFMA, and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning. Finally, students showcase their learning through an individual programming project in Secondary 3, creating real-world solutions using computational thinking skills. There are 2 papers for examination. Paper 1 is a written paper that will assess all 5 modules and has a 60% weighting. Paper 2 is a lab-based paper with a 40% weight. It is taken with the use of a computer, spreadsheet, and programming software, to test students on the use of spreadsheet functions and features, and their programming skills. You can refer to the link shown at the bottom of the slide to access the syllabus document. Next up, some of our computing students will also share their learning experiences in computing.
So I chose computing because I had some prior experience with technology and problem solving, and I wanted to expand my horizons as well as gain this academic subject that I think I can do well in. And what computing has helped me do is it's exposed me to more opportunities to help me develop my own ability in this technology field, and it's also shown me the various possibilities for innovation in the technological world.
As a child, I wasn't a big fan of computing because I felt that it was quite boring after my parents sent me to multiple coding lessons, which I wasn't a big fan of. But in the end, my interest in computing was piqued by hardware when I got my laptop in B5 because of HBL. After it broke down, I disassembled it and studied its inner workings to find out how it worked, why it worked, and how it functioned.
I picked computing as a subject in Sec 3 as I felt I had a passion for computing. When I was in Sec 2, I already tried to start coding myself, as I feel that with codes, you are basically able to create anything. So that really spurred my passion for computing. And I have tried to make many games myself. And when I was offered the subject at the end of Sec 2, I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to build my coding skills and my other skills in like computer knowledge, and therefore I picked up computing as a subject.
So what did I learn during computing? Well, I learned a lot of things, such as thinking logically or like learning how to program for my friends and family. Like, for example, you can use Python, which you learn to code like a few things, whether it's for fun, like for yourself, or for like projects for school. Like, for example, you can make simple games, such as if you needed help with revision or anything, you can make your own games, like easy, simple games using Python.
For memorization.
Yeah, for memorization.
You also learn about Excel spreadsheets, which are really useful for keeping track of data and stuff. You can use it to create something like a timetable, or if you have a lot of information that you need to store in one place and sort, you can use that as well, and it'll be quite important in the future as well. You also learn quite a lot about computers and technology, and upcoming technologies like AI. You learn some basic things about AI with machine learning and theorems such as nearest neighbor theorem.
So outside of the classroom, computing has also exposed me to multiple opportunities for both local and international tournaments. I have represented Singapore in an international Olympiad, as well as gotten multiple medals in both national and international competitions, all of which I got the opportunity to do because of the computing subject. Although most of this is self-taught and outside of the computing curriculum, it's still the subject computing that managed to expose me to all of these opportunities to show my interest and my skills.
We strongly believe in getting our students to learn beyond the textbook and classroom. The school collaborated with several partners and leveraged on institutions of higher learning in maximizing learning opportunities for our students. Computing students will get opportunities to participate in Infocom-related competitions and learning journeys. And a number of them have been inspired so much so that they have indicated that they would like to pursue a career in Infocom technology. For students who are interested in furthering their computing studies, here is a snapshot of some institutions offering A-level H2 computing. You can refer to the School Finder URL for a list of JCs that offer the subject. Do note that G3 computing is not a requisite to A-level computing, although students who took G3 computing will find it to their advantage as they already have the basic fundamental knowledge of the subject. For students who are looking at a polytechnic education in an Infocom-related field, here's a snapshot of selected generic diploma courses offered by the polytechnics. You can refer to the Course Finder URL for a list of relevant diplomas. You might want to note that courses pertaining to AI, data science, and cybersecurity are very much in demand, and entry requirements to these courses can be competitive for these popular courses. So what do you need to excel in computing? Here are some key traits that will help you cope and do well in the subject. Most importantly, you need to have a strong interest and passion in computers and programming, always wanting to seek out new knowledge and skills. Many parents and students mistakenly think that computing is about gaming, or that students who love gaming will naturally do well in this subject. This is not true. Computing delves deep into computer fundamentals, programming logic, and technical problem solving. Students who lack genuine interest in these core areas will struggle to maintain motivation when the content becomes challenging. There is no need for a programming background. In fact, most students don't know Python or Excel before taking computing. These skills will be taught during the course. The requirement to pass G3 mathematics implies that you need a good foundation in mathematics, as the computer is essentially an arithmetic and logical machine. You should be analytical and enjoy solving problems, especially those involving logic and mathematics. Attention to detail is another important trait. The computer is an exact machine, so you need to pay attention to all the little details to ensure your programs cover all possible cases. Finally, being an independent and resilient learner is crucial. Someone who seeks out new learning beyond what was taught and never gives up when confronted with complicated problems, constantly thinking of and trying new approaches. I hope this presentation had been useful to you. Kindly refer all queries and feedback to the following email address listed on this slide. I thank you for your time in watching this presentation.